All right, hi guys, welcome to Freaky Table. My name is Joan. Yana and Ko are joining me. By the way, Happy New Year 2021. And we are here to discuss one thing that has been trending on social media for almost 2 weeks or more. But it has begun years ago. And it's the hashtag Stingy Men Association. Now, I got two guys here. I don't know which one is a member and which one is yet to join the group. You guys look amazing. Welcome on board. Great. Okay, this looks like the person will never join that group. But this one...
Joan, what are you trying to do?
Joan, see, the thing about Yana, your name is Yana Junior Stingy.
The thing is that association met him, so he has always been that way.
Hey,
so
Yana.
he's just finding kindred spirits.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
No,
I am speaking for myself. I know you to be stingy.
You understand?
What is baby boy association? Baby boys are not stingy.
No.
Gigolos. Gigolos.
Okay, you can say my market if you want. But you don't need to anyway. What's happening?
Yana?
Yes.
Yana?
Yes.
So you're
Yes,
not a
dear.
member. You're not a member of the association, or you are the association.
The association met him. Seriously.
You read from a long
Yana, you're just laughing. You're not answering.
Patron.
What's
This
there to
guy is
answer?
accusing you of-
What's there to answer?
Is it yes?
25
Why are you
stingy?
stingy?
25 so
But why are you stingy?
I'll see what I can do.
I'll see what I can do.
Seriously, I don't
Maybe
know.
my phone is, my credit is out. Sell the phone by
Sell the phone by
Yes.
credit. Anyway, so the Stingy Men Association, the hashtag here began 2000 and I don't even know, in Zambia.
Yes.
And then Don Jazzy, the music producer from Nigeria, just made it go viral.
Yes.
And then Cameroonian comedians also did a brilliant skit with it,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is really
I mean, like,
beautiful.
that
And some
was
two girls also from Bansola also did their...
And comedian Bazo.
Bazo,
I mean, like,
Cinematic,
actually,
And those two girls from Banso.
I don't know whether it was the accent that was a comedy or I don't know which one. You know, you are not stingy. You are Brooklyn. You are Brooklyn. Victor. Victor.
And James
and Victor.
Hey, God. So,
but it looks like the association is going strong every day.
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard you guys have a logo now. You know,
ID cards.
members have been-
Yeah, ID cards. There's again an app. It's on 50,000 downloads right now on Play Store. Yeah.
So where's yours?
Come on, are you asking?
Yana, wow. Are you sure
we
you're a
call the
member of
shots, we
that?
call the
Like, you're like Mr. Macaroni. Are you a member of
We call the shots.
This one is Mr. Macaroni. He can never be there. But his hands is like this.
But by the time you just do anything to him, he's gone. So he's a weak link. So we don't.
Japanese handbrake. Now you.
Well, no, you cannot say you can't call it that way.
Yana? You've never bought me anyway. But
No, please say it. Say it. Say it.
back to the show. You know, what is this about? Stingy Men Association, what is it about?
Well, I mean, like you mentioned in the opening lines of the show, it started in Zambia, and in 2020, where this man meets his wife home, and the wife is asking for money for her hair, and he denies. He refuses to give her, and then the woman really presses him for it, and the next thing he knows is slaps are following. He batters the woman, and then it becomes a thing. The men, in solidarity with the man, say, well, Stingy Men, we're the Stingy Men of Zambia. And that wave doesn't get any traction. Don Jazzy comes from nowhere with Mr. Macaroni and other people in Nigeria, and it's all over the place with Stingy Men Association. And there's even ID cards. Guys should really get the accreditation.
But why are men taking this thing so seriously? Like, it's like you guys are tired of spending, or the women are too demanding, or what is the issue?
In 2021, don't date broke guys anymore. So yeah, put it out there. Yeah. Why is this man laughing? Why is he laughing?
He knows the truth. What's the truth?
What's the truth?
I don't know. I don't know.
But on the real though, I think it would be stupid for anybody to really. I'm looking at the way it started, right? There's some gender-based violent origin to it, which means as long as we are bantering and all of this, catching crews on social media with this, we should understand where it comes from. Yeah, a woman was beaten. We should understand where it comes from for demanding money for her hair. I mean, you should, sometimes in relationships, there's always a balance. Probably she could do it herself. But then this her husband, she'll probably say, okay, well, I mean, you're my guy. I mean, for the whole
But it's a husband. Isn't a husband supposed to?
No, not that she's responsible. Is it like that, right?
To do the hair of your wife? Like, I mean, if she's even asked, which means you've never been giving until the point where she asks for money to do her hair.
She's not working.
She wants bone straight.
I mean, you see, also, the thing is, it's a long argument than.
But you don't have to beat up somebody because she asked.
Obviously, you don't. I think there are two ways. I mean, we all can agree that any form of gender-based violence, particularly violence against women, which permeates our society all too readily, is wrong.
Yes.
There is no discussing that. No, I've not said you've ever beaten this thing. You have experienced gender-based violence on the other side. Like women beating you or being stingy. So, yes.
Don't listen to you.
They pulled his beard. So, but really,
this projection, but fine, continue.
No, I don't have beards.
You don't need to have beards.
I don't. I'm hot like this. So, as I was saying, you are distracting. This is a show. So I was saying that, as much as we are against that, this also sparks the debate about the type of transactions that happen to be, that characterize relationships, the type of commercialization of relationships. And it seems like the man has the money and the woman offers the sex. Yeah. So the woman is always at the receiving end of money and gives. So first of all, there are two implications that, in a sense, I don't understand why love has to involve money in that type of transaction. I understand that it has to, relationships involve money and all of that, but in that type of transactional way where if the money is not there, then it seems like the love is absent. And so that's the first thing. The second thing that this points to is, and I was looking at it, I was like, but perhaps this woman could just buy her own hair, and it speaks a lot about the level of on empowerment that women have, but also the mentality that you think that the man's job is to provide for you, But at the same time, you have this discussion about 50-50 and feminism and independence and all of that. So it's a catch-22 for me because if you project to be independent in that sense, then you cannot.
Something as basic as your hair. I mean, just.
But given the fact that, I'm looking at the whole situation with that case, right? And I'm like, but why would the woman demand for money for her hair? Which means perhaps
she really needed that.
Which means she really needed that.
Sometimes it's also this whole social environment, right? It could come from culture where they longer talk about the man being the provider, and we also these things reinforce.
Like that
exactly. That's the point I'm heading to, because it drives stereotypes. Because it's okay, the man provides, the woman feels like she's entitled to this man's provision of all these basic things, right? And when it's not there, she pushes certain words and the man reacts in a violent way. The bigger point is you have to look at the social environment, right? Now, this woman is demanding these things. Is she not independent enough, right? Now, she could be independent enough, but she could not get it herself because of
maybe at the time
and the costs, right? So now another thing too is, at the end of the day, it depends on how the relationship is, because sometimes some people it could be that your love language is acts of service, and you find that, okay, when you demand these things, the man provides for you. You feel like there's a connection there. So there are many arguments to it, but on the broader scale, it's from where this whole Stingy Men Association stems from. Gender-based violence, because that's the root cause of it. And
but everybody who is having this whole electronic ID and participating with the hashtag, do they really understand what they're doing, or is now fun like we never give una money and
it is a fun thing.
I think it's fun for people.
I think that comedy is a fun way to be serious.
Yeah.
So these are serious issues that are within society and that we must have the discussion about. That because to me, you see, this type of financial support is a form of power play.
Yes.
Subtle of it is a form of power play, and he who gives the goal determines the rule.
Yeah.
So if you cannot be dependent on a person financially and also want to determine the rule. That's the problem with that. And it tells you the perception that we have of women. You you see, that women see men as meal tickets. That's how we see it, that they see men as meal tickets. But I was really shocked by, mostly by the retaliatory move from women.
Exactly, like Stingy Men Association.
Who came up with Stingy? I found it, which is what I was saying.
Which is what you
I was saying that
reinforces the idea that
so it's legitimizing prostitution.
Yeah,
like that's it now. It's prostitution.
It
You're saying
shows
that
okay,
I'll lock up.
The equivalent of your money is.
But also that idea that
don't come now, it's okay.
sex is something that women give. It's really,
I mean,
it's really just,
as if two
yeah,
people in the
it's so,
game.
it's so
I mean,
archaic. Like, and you're the one, that's it. Woo!
No.
You're the one, right there. And this is not working, and then suddenly you're the one playing victim.
Your bedroom.
I'm saying from the experience I gave my neighbor. It's not like you know.
I know your neighbor.
My neighbor is something. Okay. Yeah. So.
Oh my God.
So this is it. I mean, like the other day I was talking with your girlfriend was complaining about your stinginess, but. I was like, explain to her that, he was born that way. His dad has complained. And everybody has spoken about it. His stinginess is ecumenical. It's not even gender-based, male or female. He's steady. He's a steady hand. But she was very bitter. I'm putting it out there for other ladies.
But one thing I noticed about the guys here, the comedians who did the skit, really, I laughed. It was really funny.
I shared it for once.
But this whole thing also boils down to this whole issue of Boya girls and the accusations that have been levied on them for a while. Yeah, they are either too demanding, they're materialistic, they are this, they are that. So when they were saying all these things like, she no day and all of this, 25 no day, I was just like, wow, these same guys are still going to be. Calvino in particular, Calvino is like Boya girls all the time. Like, what these accusations, I'm sure they are just obsessed, but whatever. But this, what message does this carry home though? This whole thing, like, does it leave anything for anyone to learn from it?
I think there's a bigger debate here about like Elonga said, about empowering these people, right? And also about, because we keep talking on social media about reinforcing stereotypes. It's things like this, right? That we ourselves reinforce these stereotypes with our actions, because we can laugh about everything here, but there are bigger implications, right? Like, okay, for example, as basic as the relationship between you and your partner, it doesn't have to really be influenced by social media, because most of these things stem from the influence of social media and social pressure, and also respecting people as human beings, right? And understanding that we have a bigger role to play in our relationship with each other. Because, for example, now with the whole thing of women locking their legs, that's the whole, I've forgotten the name, but there's this of Stingy Women of locking their legs. Now, what message does it pass across? That the equivalent of a man giving you money is limiting your legs.
Is it about the money or just taking care of me?
But how do you take care of you by tapping your head?
What?
Exactly. You see a reaction, so you see it's not that. It's about money. It's really about money.
I mean,
like, you don't take care of your wife is going to lock up, because that's one thing. No, that's the one thing that you come back home and want to get from your wife, right? Like, if the whole relationship, marriage kind of thing. Like, you come back home and want to spend really good quality, intimate time with your wife.
Yes.
And then if she doesn't give you, it's like, oh, it is your marital right to do that for me. Now, if the woman locks up because you're not taking care of, obviously you have to take care of your wife now.
Okay, is she not?
What is hair that you cannot buy for your wife? And
What is hair you cannot buy? What cannot buy for herself?
What is the hair? What is a wig that you cannot buy?
Nothing now. Buy for yourself now.
The thing is, but if you cannot get, if you cannot get a bone straight, go natural.
Exactly.
Go natural.
Like that,
Go natural. You must not go bone straight. Go natural, and you can even bleach it. You shave it and bleach it.
He's giving. I just because you know why? Because he doesn't do that. Because that's the way he treats his girlfriend. You understand? So,
no, he takes care of his girlfriend. What I'm saying is that most guys now are like trying to empower other guys not to take care of their women because of this.
No, that's not what they're saying.
No,
No, some guys, that's what, like these young guys now, that's what they are saying. Like,
But the
boy,
message-
why they spend money, say that girl no go do this, that girl no go do that, that girl no go do that.
Yeah, it's true that we should not get to a point where simple forms of
Showing love.
love and romance and all of that
And
get
affection,
get destroyed because
They must be balanced.
of this. That people will show it, but it's supposed to be both ways. And men will take care of those responsibilities, but it should not be the condition for which love comes. Like, okay, you provide money, I'll provide intimacy. No, like it.
And that's how
It doesn't.
No, because
it doesn't make sense. Because first of all, that intimacy
It takes
even.
two to get
Because that intimacy even. Not like this is everywhere. You can get it. This one that they used to send you pictures and say you have to send these to get pictures. Now you can even go on
.com. And
Keep exposing yourself.
and there is this birthing of pictures.
There's another thing here. It's about establishing the basis of your relationship, right? If it's transactional, let it be transactional, right? If it's whatever you base your relationship on, let it be that. Because sometimes people have expectations in transactional relationships, right? Above what they got in bargaining for. Yeah, so they should be a clear path to which you're building a relationship on. If it's a situationship, then let it be that.
You know, John, that a lot of people have, since this thing started, that there is evidence, not necessarily empirical, but anecdotal. So people telling their stories about how they've been able, because they cut expenditures on things like hair, transportation, and other. You know, this came on the backdrop of the 2K.
Which is as your fault around it.
Yes.
On it,
They saved a lot. Do you know Zambia? Do you know in Zambia, the Stingy Men Association bought a plane, an 800-seat place trip based on the savings they made.
From spending on women.
From not spending
on women.
Savings
This whatever you're going to spend on women, you save it and then.
But this whole relationship thing, I think that also young boys ask girls out on the premise of, I'm going to take care of you. That's what we are suffering for, or not suffering, that's what we're experiencing.
I think it's a social
now.
construct.
Yes, where young boys flaunt the money in order to get the girls. So when the girl comes in now, because you've used money to already do that, it becomes difficult for her not to ask for those things, because that's the thing you showed her from the beginning. So as we are speaking of orientation of relationships, and maybe you should also change from there, because you cannot flaunt me.
Because
I'm going to take care of it. No, the first day you meet me, you spend 100,000. I'm going back home. I'm leaving Moliko to say Bokwango, and you give me 50,000 for transport. Hold on, I'm just saying this is how you build this trash that is coming. So the day she's going to say, oh, the boy if he spend 200,000 for me for one day.
All her friends,
and then she asks you for 50,000 in a week's time, and then you say, you know, get to remember for Stingy Men Association. It doesn't even make any sense.
It makes sense because he's been giving you, just because he didn't give you this time.
But why was he giving?
See, John, it's another thing. Okay, the thing is, if you're rich enough to take care of yourself, right, this does not move you.
But is it not a man's responsibility to take care of his woman? Whether the woman is independent or financially.
What does that mean? Take care of the woman.
I mean, there are responsibilities that come as a husband or as a boyfriend, right?
Protection, care, and all of that.
But if you have kids, that too. Like,
but if we have kids. Right, I'm saying the man and the woman have. The truth is that what this discussion is pointing out is that there is need for capacity development for women, especially because and also a kind of rewiring of our perception of how relationships are supposed to be. Because the truth is, we grow up in environments where boys are told that they have to take care of girls, financially especially. So you would see boys at early stages, like teenage years, going to steal money or doing things in order that they can impress girls. But imagine, as I think Chimamanda puts it, that we grew up in a world where, you know, everybody could provide lunch for the person. If I feel like I should take Joan out and she feels like she wants. The way my friendship is and our friendship is something that you I mean, you take me out for lunch. It's not something that I'll be like, oh yes, Joan has done this. You know, like that's not it. But you see, and you see, this is why some girls take so much time to look seductive, right, and develop capacity, because they think that is a ticket to them getting, you know.
This is a whole long talk. Yes. My goodness, and I think, well,
but all of us have middle legs, so you cannot just say that your own is more valuable. All of us can say no. Not like this. When you say no, even if you say no,
it's not like you're the only person. Because there are people out there to have it.
Very clean one.
Anyway,
exactly.
Oh my God, these guys. Oh my God. Okay, guys, what do you think about the Stingy Men Association? Are you a member of it? Are you not a member? Do you want to get into it? Whatever. You want to get your ID card and save some money to build your mommy house for not spending on women like that? I heard those Stingy Men Association members. Let me tell you something. Listen, as you're saving that money from not spending on my hair, my nails, and my body and everything, please do something good. There is 3D Legend. That company is to rebrand that house that you want to give me. At least that's something good for me and my children. Please, design, spend money to get good home. Good design, color, everything, furniture, from up to down. In fact, even underground, they will do it for you. 3D Legend, Nayi. So if you're a Stingy member, if you're a Stingy man, please. Plug in. Thank you very much. All right, we go now. If you don't like this topic, if you like them, please drop comments on that. We'll go there to share your opinion. Thank you very much. We'll see you later.